let us discuss about basics required for the construction of a p-n junction diode. So to know about p-n junction diode, we must know about p-type semiconductor and n-type semiconductor. So first let us know about p-type extrinsic semiconductor. Already in last lectures I said that semiconductors are classified into two types. One is intrinsic semiconductor, other is extrinsic semiconductor. Now here in intrinsic semiconductor, as current capability is very less, we cannot connect that intrinsic semiconductor in external circuits. So in order to connect a pure semiconductor in external circuits, we have to add some impurities to the pure semiconductor and increase the current capability of that semiconductor. So adding impurities to pure semiconductor, we call it as doping. And this doping is of two types. So doping is nothing but adding impurities to pure semiconductor. We call it as doping. And this doping is done in two ways. One is trivalent doping, other is pentavalent doping. So in trivalent doping, we use boron, gallium, indium, etc. And these are having 3 valency electrons. So only we call it as trivalent doping. And as pentavalent doping material, we use arsenic, phosphor, etc. Now these have 5 valency electrons. So only we call it as pentavalent impurity. Now first let us take trivalent impurity. So here in crystallization process, if we add trivalent impurity, then we get p-type extrinsic semiconductor in crystallization process of a germanium atom. For example, we are taking germanium here. In crystallization process of germanium atom, if we take trivalent impurity or if we add trivalent impurity to the pure germanium semiconductor, then we get p-type extrinsic semiconductor. Now here germanium atomic number is 32. So germanium has 4 valency electrons. Okay, here as a trivalent impurity, I am taking the example of boron. Okay, so boron atomic number is 5 and it has 3 valency electrons. Boron atomic number is 5. It is having 3 valency electrons. Now I took germanium crystal. Okay, in such a way a germanium crystal. Now these particular lines, they represent bonding. Now this bonding is between 2 valency electrons of germanium atom. So now here already in last class I said that the iron core of germanium attracts with the valency electron of next germanium. Similarly, iron core of the second germanium attracts with the valency electron of first germanium. When the attractive force between the positive iron core and valency electrons balances by repulsive force between the two positive ion cores, then a electron pair is formed. and this kind of bonding we call it as covalent bond. So these all which I showed is nothing but covalent bonding between germanium atoms. So now in some amount of germanium atom we introduced a boron, just in some few amount of germanium atoms. So in some few amount of germanium atoms, so we introduced one boron atom. Now see what is happening here. Now here let us take these germanium atoms. Now here one valency electron, this is the valency electron of germanium, this is the valency electron of germanium, and this is also the valency electron of germanium. Now germanium is having 4 valency electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4 here we are seeing. Now next boron, I am saying that it is having 3 valency electrons. Boron, it is having 3 valency electrons. So now this boron impurity will form a covalent bond with neighboring germanium atoms. So we introduced one boron atom in this few amount of germanium atoms. Now boron is having 3 valency electrons, and when we introduce this boron impurity into this pure semiconductor of germanium, then these boron valency electrons will form the covalent bond with neighboring germanium atoms. Now see here, boron is having 3 valency electrons, 1, 2, 3. So the 3 valency electrons of boron has formed covalent bond with 3 germanium atoms, its neighboring germanium atoms. Now let us take a look towards this 4th covalent bond. So now let us take a look towards this 4th covalent bond. In 4th covalent bond, germanium is contributing a valency electron. Here this is the valency electron of germanium. So germanium is contributing a valency electron, but in place of boron there is no electron, because it is having only 3 valency electrons, and the 3 valency electrons has formed a covalent bond with neighboring germanium atoms. But if we observe the 4th covalent bond, only germanium is contributing an electron, but boron is not contributing any electron. So in the place of boron, an empty space is present, and this empty space only we call it as hole. This empty space only we call it as hole, and such hole is of positive charge. So in 4th covalent bond, only germanium is contributing an electron, but an empty space is remained in place of boron. So this empty space we call it as a hole which carries positive charge. Alright. So in such a way, if we add one boron atom, one hole is created. So in such a way, if we add some few amount of boron atoms, then we get number of holes. If we add some few amount, one boron atom is giving one hole. If we add some few boron impurity to pure semiconductor germanium, then we will find a number of holes. Okay. Now next thing, here we are saying hole is present in the 4th covalent bond. Alright. So now here this hole is of positive charge. Now what this hole does means, it tries to steal an electron from neighboring germanium atom, that is neighboring covalent bond formed between germanium atoms. So this positive charged hole will steal. Now this positive hole will steal an electron from neighboring covalent bond. So a hole is created in this covalent bond. Again this hole tries to steal an electron from its neighboring covalent bond formed between germanium atoms. Again a hole is created in its place. When electron jumps into the hole, what will remain here? Empty space. And that empty space nothing but we call it as hole, positively charged hole. So in such a way, if we observe here, hole from this covalent bond, it has traveled or moved to this covalent bond. From this covalent bond, again it has moved to this covalent bond. So here what is happening? Hole motion is taking place. So here hole motion is taking place, right? So now here hole is traveling from one covalent bond to other. So in such a way hole motion is taking place. So means here charge carriers are nothing but what we can say, as holes are in motion, we say it as positively charged holes are charge carriers. So current conduction in p-type semiconductor will be due to hole motion or positively charged hole motion. So the current conduction in p-type will be due to positively charged holes. So now we can say that the first point here, current conduction is due to holes. Current conduction in p-type semiconductor is due to holes. So why here it is called as p-type means here current conduction is due to positively charged holes. P for positive. So only we call it as p-type extrinsic semiconductor, because here current conduction is due to positively charged holes. So only we call it as p-type extrinsic semiconductor. Now the second thing we can say that here majority carriers. So majority carriers are holes, positive holes, and minority carriers are negative electrons. So in maximum number we are finding positive holes, and minimum electrons, negatively charged electrons are present here. Alright. Now the next one, here what I said, this hole is stealing an electron from neighboring covalent bond, I said. So stealing an electron means it is accepting the electron. As it is accepting the electron, we call it as acceptor impurity. We call it as acceptor impurity. So now what we can say, the conclusion which we can say is, the first point, the current conduction in this semiconductor is due to positive holes. The second one, majority carriers are positive holes, minority carriers are negative electrons. So we are having majority as holes, minority carriers as electrons. Along this we are having acceptor impurity, we said. This is acceptor impurity, we said. it is accepting the electrons. So along this we are having, accepting means what? Negative. We call it as, we are having negative immobile ions. Why I used the word immobile? So when an electron jumps into the hole, what happens? Positive negative recombination makes it as neutral, or it becomes immobile. It loses the charge, it becomes immobile. So in p-type semiconductor we have majority carriers as holes, minority carriers as electrons, and acceptor negative immobile ions.